Right, welcome back. Over the weekend, I managed to talk to a couple of people, and it really pays to talk and go through your problems with people. So, I found out that a lot of people that install exhaust and aftermarket cats into the old school Hondas, everyone usually gets a defouler if you're just running a stock ECU, which apparently clears your O2 sensor code. So I've ordered that, and hopefully that comes in, and hopefully that's the only thing that's missing from the EG. I'm learning just as much as you guys. So what a defouler is it's like an extended bung, essentially, that allows for the O2 sensor to sit further away in the exhaust, so it doesn't read as rich. That's the theory. So hopefully, once I get that, we can add it onto the car, and technically it should clear the code immediately. If not, then I'm back where I started, so it doesn't really impact me that much. We've also ordered the new TPS for the Integra, and that's going fine. So I've left this on there overnight just so I can continue to burp the system where possible. And then hopefully that's the last of our worries. Also, we have no more leaks, which is a good indicator. But today's objective is contingencies. We are going to make a contingency plan for the battery tray, just in case. So I've got a tray somewhere in this area that I'm going to chop up and see if I can make a battery tray. So the first things first is I've got these two panels. I'll show you. And each of these panels will serve as the end of each. So the battery length is 320 mils. So I'm gonna try have a redemption arc of welding. So I've got to double check over my helmet and see whether or not it's turning on properly. But we're gonna give it a crack, and we're gonna light up some gas and some TIG. See if it works. So I just went out, and every time I go out, I always come back with, you know what. So this could be like, I don't know, if Maccas want to jump on board, or if anything, like, you know. But if they don't want to, I will bring you down, because I'll find out what this recipe is and make my own. Alright, this is gonna explain a lot. Tell me what you guys see. See? I'll try to hold that with one hand. Did you see how that screen just went black right there? It went black because I just changed the battery. So that means that my helmet wasn't working, which kind of makes sense, but I wasn't sure exactly because it's still pretty bright, even with a working helmet. So I just thought maybe it's been a while. Brand new. So much better. So I'm gonna wipe this down with some acetone now, and a rag. Smells really good. Really, really good. Brand new TIG wire, and sharpen my tungsten. So like I said, when I get into stuff, I really get into it. So I think it's time to replace the cup, because the other cup, let me just show you. Maybe there's another mesh for it. Maybe we could just replace the mesh. Is this stainless wire? We have to measure it before. Measure it and clamp it. That's probably a good idea. So the minimum threshold for the inside is 320. So that'll allow for the battery to sit nicely in place. So we've got acetone. Make sure we get rid of this, otherwise it becomes a fire hazard. Been there, done that. 320 is what we're after. 20 in that way. just to make sure for any human errors that occur from my side or their side, we're good. All right, we need the gas. Hold on. And we got the gas. All right. We can lock that up, undo this, and we'll put the TIG one on. Actual drawer for spanners. And I've lost all my spanners. I really need a better routine because I have lost my big boy spanner. It's gone somewhere and I can't find it. It should be on the floor like everything else I put on the floor, but I do not see it. When's the last time I used it? It's not under the car. Spanner. Alright, yeah. We really need to clean this area. There we go, found it. Don't worry about cleaning. We have a system. There's a reason why we have that system. Turn on the unit. Alright, let's give it a crack, guys. Got my thing, got my gloves. Where's my helmet? Alright, let's just start with some tacks. I'm getting gas. What I'm noticing is my arc isn't straight at all. And whether or not I'm even getting gas out of this thing, I heard it before, but I don't hear any. So unfortunately, I found our culprit. Initially I was thinking this is something that sealed the cable, and then there must be a hose that ran through it, but it seems to me that this is rubber of some sorts that holds the gas. See, it goes through and loops back around. So how does this deteriorate indoors? So like I said, if I just bend it enough, you see, start seeing cracks and stuff like that. So we need a new TIG torch, which is something that I've always wanted, but yeah. So sadly, there's no redemption arc today. I don't think I would have done that well anyway, but it would have been nice to give it a shot. So, simple solution is I'm just going to drill it and bolt it. Simple as that. Ideally, I didn't want to, just because the bolts would actually sit above. They'd push against the battery, basically. So, we can MIG it. We can MIG it. Let's MIG it. Let's see if you can see what I see. I think that's a song reference. I think that song's from Guy Sebastian, actually. Let's give it a crack. Ooh, might be smart to put on my gloves. After this, we're probably just gonna clean. Alright, cool. Cover your eyes. Ooh. Looks good, but I missed. Damn it. See? Where am I welding? Anyways, I think regardless, I don't think I'm ever gonna get that straight, unfortunately. Oh, leave my gloves on. Ooh. Do another part. Just quickly grind that area. I'm gonna quickly grind this back area just so it doesn't bend open. But I think it should be fine. But just in case, not my luck. That'll do. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching my world class. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Safe to say, I think we're getting a little bit better. It's only because I'm trying to show off for you guys. But oh my god. You guys don't even notice it. See? Effortless. Can you guys see it? Nope, because I painted it. I'm just kidding. Down here. Anyways, this one is good to go. I just got to give it a lick of paint and we're gravy. Don't forget your primer. This side too. Let's go satin black. I don't have that much satin black left, so that's why I was gonna go matte and black, but I think satin black probably suit a little bit nicer. I have lots of paints. Engine enamel. What color is that? I think that's yellow. Maybe we should do it yellow. Be a little bit out there. We have VHT color, engine silver temperature. We have raised bronze. Why not? Why not do raised bronze? I'm not going to use it for anything else. So, oh, sun's come out. Raised bronze it is. How's that looking? You guys like that colour? Do you guys approve of it? I think that's it for coverage. You're not really going to clean up that. Just because there was a coat on the previous one, that's why you can see the colour, the variation in texture. So essentially, it would sit like that. That's where the battery would sit. Battery sits roughly 160 millimeters from the frame. So if you line it up from the seat side, it'd be roughly around here. So why don't I just get you a tape measure? One sec. So 160. So spot the 160, and that's where it roughly would sit, give or take. My idea is just to have two bolts that sit there. I can't really do bolts now, can I? No, that's the whole point of welding it, because I didn't want any bolts protruding. So I can probably make, can't really do much, can I? No, you cannot. I can use hose clamps. Let me think. I panicked for a second. I thought I read the measurements wrong. I'll show you what I got. I just had to remeasure it just to double check, so we're good. We're good for the measurements. So back to the mounting situation. I've got to come up with a way where we can mount it but it doesn't hit into the bolts. I could run spacers on the battery. And then it raises the height, and that way I can run bolts. Yeah, that's the only thing I can do. I've got leftover spacers from the KART, so that's probably what I'll do. Alright, first is first. The tray will sit somewhere along there. So, like I said, I'll mark those points up to drill, and there. So, I think that one's going to move in a bit, or that's got to come in a bit. So sit like that, essentially. Is that straight? I have to get a right angle to figure out if that's straight. So basically let's sit like that. Battery, KART, motor, that's the setup. Alright, we've got some bird's eye view footage. Alright, so we got a package, not very big. Let's find out what it is. Something from China. Hooks. Oh, magnetic hooks. This for the lights. I don't even remember buying it. But this can't even work with the DJI. I think it's too slow. Most likely it's too slow. This needs to be at A2. I'm not too sure why I bother marking bolts if come up with a different idea. So hopefully I can use 2 bolts instead of 3. So most of the weight will be distributed on the side, well, in the frame, but I want most of the reinforcements to happen on that side, so this side. So that's where it'll sit, and then that way it should hold most of the weight that's pushing in this corner, if any. So then I'll come up with a strapping method or whatever method, probably ratchet straps or something like that, to loop it around the chassis to keep it there. But this is something where I think it's the idea that I'm thinking about. Basically, once I get the battery, we just connect it. We can connect the battery to the controller, and we should be able to be good to go for our first drive. But at the same time, is it safe? I think it should be okay. I need to put a kill switch on it. That's something that I'll probably have to go get, a kill switch, and possibly, I think that's it, a speed switch. Not too sure. You guys have to help me out, because this is my first time building electric anything, and hopefully I don't wreck myself like I did on the electric bike. That's probably the main reason why I'm walking today, because I don't want to be blamed for something. Can someone tell us, what does this sign mean? I know it means they're digging, but does this mean that you can't walk through? Or does this mean like be cautious? But it's on the footpath, so it's very confusing. Like they would even need a sign for digging at a park. I don't see anyone digging, so we'll walk around. Man, look at this. This guy's dropping like meatballs, man. And they didn't even pick it up. Like kick it over onto the grass or something. Wow. People these days. Being a dad requires sacrifices. Okay, alright. No more distractions, please. I have to clean. We're cleaning, we're not sorting, so we're just cleaning. So, just making the place look a little bit better. And it starts off with one piece. There. Where's my frappe? Alright, so we'll just be cleaning. I'm just going to be doing this for the rest of the day. So, let's try to see what we can get up with and see if we can transform this room. Make it look a little bit better too, from what it is to what it was. What it is to what it will be. So this is what I'm working with, guys. Alright, so I'm gonna just hopefully click my fingers and everything will go. So 1, 2. How's that? Enough space for a car to fit through. Maybe a car's gonna be popping up here soon. Who knows? Wait and see. Alright, so I've drilled and tapped those holes. Now we're just gonna fill them up with inox to prevent any rust that may occur. Highly doubt it, but and babysitting at the same time. Multitasking. Also, I found a set of these cool washers. They kind of have a groove dipped out of them for like pipes and stuff like that. I found this a few years ago, probably off a car that, I don't know, I found it off a car. Pretty cool. So like I said, collectibles. Found these guys. So just flathead Allen key, so we'll be using that, and some of my favorite Loctite.
Bố có sợ có hình trốn.
Then up.
Now please.
Okay.
Okay. Bud. I'm not gonna eat it.
Is that it? Hey, what?
Một cái mùi gì khác không? Bao con tay là tập hàng ngoài